I am unbelievably happy that I subconsciously picked the Canes to win the Coastal Division. I thought I had picked UNC to, but then I looked back at the schedule and realized that despite the fact that I had UNC beating Miami, I only had Miami having one conference loss. The video I posted on it said that it had two, but I had them losing to Bama and UNC only, and I think I said that in that video. And yeah, that means Miami were to win the Coastal Division because I had UNC losing to Pitt and NC State. And looking at this, I'm happy because that pick might have saved some of my ACC predictions if Miami kind of follows through on what I think they'll do. But this is shocking. And that's why I'm happy about me subconsciously picking the Canes, is because Virginia Tech, okay, let me just say this. Allowing a team who, this past year in 2020, this team, Virginia Tech, allowed 32 points per game, which is the 82nd scoring offense last year. Also, they normally, it's just bad. It's plain bad. Their defense allowed 447 yards on average last year. They only allowed 354 tonight. North Carolina on average scored 42 points per game last year. And on average, their offense, they had 437 yards per game. And again, they only had 354. UNC, Virginia Tech had a game plan. They had passion. But this was a Minnesota versus Ohio State matchup. That's what this was. And I say that because looking even at the stats and the mistakes UNC made, plus their talent, this was UNC's game. And Virginia Tech, despite having passion and having a game plan, it fell apart in the second half. They only scored 3 points in the second half. And UNC's defense did their job. And in the beginning, especially after that 8-minute touchdown drive, it began to look hopeless for UNC, even though it was only a 2-score game. Because you can't allow a drive that burns 7-8 minutes and then score. You can't do that. Just can't do it. But UNC, unlike Ohio State, failed to rise to the occasion, and that's horribly disappointing. And granted, I was riding up north while watching this game. I couldn't watch the entire game. My data was spotty. I don't have unlimited data, and all that stuff. I just don't I don't prefer to spend all of my money on unlimited data, and by all that's an exaggeration, but it's horribly expensive. Service going up north is not the greatest either. I watched it, and since I didn't watch the entire thing, I can't produce full thoughts on it. That's unfair. That's bad journalism, bad reporting. So I'm going to report on what I can see and what I can understand just very briefly. Can't do a long video on this without watching the whole thing, and there's not highlights out right now at the moment. But what I did see was Virginia Tech controlling nearly every aspect of this game until about the fourth quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, just seeing UNC shoot itself in the foot. And then UNC just eventually dying in Lane Stadium. And Virginia Tech now will probably still finish 7-5, 8-4 regular season. Maybe even 6-6 or 9-3, depending on how things bounce. I still don't think they're this elite team. Just don't think they are, and not even great either. It's week 1. I've been doubtful about Virginia Tech from the beginning, and I expected Virginia Tech to go 6-6 this year. So I'm gonna keep my eye on them. They're probably not gonna be in my top 25. In all honesty, Virginia Tech won't. UNC will certainly drop though. But this game was bad. And if you're a Tar Heel fan, I want to ask you, since you obviously watched this game and probably know more than I do about this game, either fan, What happened to the guy who was supposed to be second place in the Heisman? And granted, on my end, I never picked Sam Howell to win the Heisman because I didn't think he had the supporting cast to. His team isn't elite enough. His team last year seemed incapable to finish against some of the smaller teams and against teams that had really good defenses. Cough, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. And also, like, that was the main fact. Sam Howell's a good quarterback. Like, this game doesn't make him bad. And like I said, that there were some concerns about CJ Stroud in my Ohio State video. There's concerns about Sam Howell here, but Sam Howell is a proven good quarterback. But that's what makes this even worse, is how did a proven good quarterback, and granted he did not have the best protection, Tech was constantly getting pressure, and that was the whole thing about their control. They were playing man ball. They were burning time. Virginia Tech was constantly pressuring Howell into making quick decisions in a stadium that is loud. UNC had false starts. That is how jittery their offense was. The fact that a team went from scoring 42 points average to 10. Last year, UNC outscored Virginia Tech 56-45. 56-45. This year, Virginia Tech outscores North Carolina 17-10. How did a game go from 101 points to 27 combined? How? And granted, last year was ultimate offensive renaissance. Defenses weren't prepared, no crowds to support the defenses, and just last year was not the year for defenses. But this year, North Carolina, they obviously have offensive power. Virginia Tech is not the greatest football team. How did you not come back? That's what I don't understand. There were so many missed opportunities. Running back in behind the line of scrimmage, Sam Howell looks to him, overthrows him. Like just barely overthrows him. The dude was wide open, would have gotten a first down. The other play, the going for it, knowing Virginia Tech hasn't been able to score, going for it inside your own 50. The announcers, they're not always the most intelligent people. Neither am I. Not going to be arrogant here, but they were right when they were saying, "Oh, they're just going to try to draw Virginia Tech off sides," and then they were stunned when UNC actually went for it. That was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. They were holding Virginia Tech off. They gifted Virginia Tech an opportunity to score, and Virginia Tech failed. I think they either turned it over or missed the field goal. I did not get to watch that. I was watching Google scoreboard after that, and I just saw it was 4th and 9, and then it just suddenly switched over to North Carolina ball, which means they either turned it over or missed the field goal. I did not get to watch that part. You can explain to me what happened there. But I'm just stunned. I'm stunned. Don't have much to say about it because, again, didn't watch the whole thing. This game interested me, but riding up north, it's important to don't have unlimited data. There's limited things. There's only so much I can do here while not completely locking all of my other plans up to review this game. Tomorrow, I'm going to be reviewing a lot more games, probably making 3 videos. I'm definitely going to cover Penn State, Wisconsin. I'll cover Michigan, Western Michigan at some point, maybe not tomorrow. Clemson, Georgia as well, maybe Miami, Alabama. We'll see. But this game stunned me. Absolutely stunned me. Good for Braxton Burmeister. Sam Howell, there's just some questions there. He'll definitely get back to it. But what do you think happened? What was up with UNC? I may discuss this later this week, or maybe even tomorrow or Sunday when highlights come out. But what happened? Tell me what you think in the comments below. And if you like this video, subscribe, join this awesome community, but tell me what in the world happened. Because I'm confused, and I'm concerned for how UNC is going to perform the rest of this year. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you around.